Last day for the Bootstrap class. So let us wait for some time so the other people will join and then we will continue today's session. So let's wait for another 1 to 2 minutes. Then we will carry on with the today's session. Yesterday we are discussing the tables. So this is the output what we have seen yesterday. 1 second. Setup is done for today's session and so we see some more things today here and okay. So we will see some more things in the table, but before going further, let me open the official documentation of Bootstrap. Bootstrap. We are on the tables. So here is the table. Okay, so let us wait for another 2 to 3 minutes, then we will start the session. So let us start now. Okay, so here if you see, yesterday we are discussing the tables part, and in that tables part, we have seen the tables. 1 second, we have seen. Well, okay. So we have seen how to actually use the class table, and in that table class, how we are using the subclasses. Okay, so where we have used table stripped. Okay, table hover. So this is the hover property which you are seeing. Table strip means this dark and light shades which you are seeing. And after that we have table head, and again we can apply. So let us go back to the side, and here you can see the border table. So let us apply this table border class and let us see what will be the output. So the output will be, you can see the lines now. This is the table border part. This is how it will work, and you can see the output where you can have the things like that. Now, if you see this thing, now let us see the next thing which they have given, the border color utility. So let us apply the border primary. Okay, so let us see how this thing will, how the output will come. So here, if I remove this table border primary, so you can see the border is in the blue color. Let us have the border as danger. So you can see the border color is now changed to the red color. So that is the beauty of Bootstrap. There where the styles, the set of styles has been done, has already been prepared, and you need to only use that set of styles so that the things will be in the alignment what you are looking for. Now tables without border. How to use tables without border? So we use table borderless. So let us apply here. So we will be using table border. So so you can see no border is here. So it would be if you don't want the table to be, if you don't want a table without border, so you can say table border less, so that it will work like that. Now after that, what is covered here? So okay, so if I want a table dark, so let us see how this table dark will work. So here I can give table. So okay, so the output will be like that, that the table will be dark in color. Now after that, if we want some small tables, okay, so what we use a class which is called as a table dash sm. Sm is the class for small dimensions. So we will be using table dash sm. Table dash sm. So the output will be, see, the table size now changed to small. Now see the responsiveness also, that okay, so it is 100% responsive like that. Now after that, what we will see here is the what is given in the updated documentation. After small tables, we have the table group dividers. Okay, so what is the table group dividers we have seen here? So here, let me see how this thing works. Okay, so we have to use the body. Okay, so let us copy it and we will check how this thing works. So we can see this thing well clear. So we have a table with groups divider. So you can see this line comes because of the property what we have given from Bootstrap. Now after this thing, now after from we have a vertical alignment also where the, let us see how this vertical alignment works. So for just copy paste, Control S, and this cell is aligned at the top. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So the fields we need to fill it. So 1 second. 1 second. Let us fill the fields. Right. So we'll take the fields of this particular thing. Let us see, we have a table class responsive. Okay, and after th, we need to take the things. After th, I can say from th, we need to take the things. So from th, from th to t body we will take it. So from th we have the things like it, and see this thing works in this particular pattern. So that is how you can use the reference. You can take the reference from the Bootstrap official page also, because every time you cannot remember the entire set of codes. So for this thing, you need to use the copy button which has been given here in the right side of the screen, and you need to take the copy, and you need to take the copy pattern, because this thing, as I've told you in the earlier, this is not possible for everyone to remember each and everything. And for you, in the future prospect, you need to take the reference is taking the reference from the official documentation of any language. So let us see the next thing here, which is called the breakpoint specific. So let us see how this thing works. So we have this thing here where we want multiple tables to get in the same page. So here what we will do, we will have the class. Okay, so let me copy the first thing. And what I will do here, in the table responsive part, I will make the okay, so the class is common. So let us take the table responsive for SM. So table dash responsive dash SM, and see how it will do. So let me comment out this thing for now. And so the changes is not coming. Why it is not coming? Let me see. Okay, so the class is table responsive. 1 second. Table dash responsive dash SM table class table. Okay, so we're going in the middle. Not required. Now it will real. Okay, so you can see a small table is coming. See, that's how it will work. Now, after this thing, what we will see? After this thing, what we will see? The next thing here, we have the SAS. SAS we will see later on. Okay, and okay. So after table, what we will see? The next thing here. 1 second. So in that table, 1 second, 1 second, control P A B L E table, not. So we have okay, so table after tables, we will see figures. What is all about the figures? So figures, documentation and examples for displaying related images and text with the figure component in Bootstrap. Okay, so that is how it thing works. So let us see how we will be applying this. So I will use copy, and what I will do here. So in the body, 1 second. So let me remove the table first. We need to link a image. So I guess I have images. Okay. Image. Now what? Let us see how it will react. So here, so you can see the alignment is like that. Now let us see how what they have given in the image tag. So they have given aligning the figures caption is easy, but okay, fine. Now they have given figure class figure. So let us see figure class figure. Okay, and what they are telling. Okay, so the same thing what we have seen is coming. Anytime you need to display piece of content like image with the option image, consider reason. Okay, So use okay, fine, fine. So that is what it is working like that. Okay. Now, so that is the thing. Simple. The image tag where we have linked the image and we have a class which is a figure img image fluid rounded. So rounded this thing, rounded thing have, so you can see the roundness in the image. So these sharp edges have now changed to the rounded part. And after that, you can see in the alt, let us say top and figure caption. Okay, figure caption is the last is the thing what we see the last, and that is the figure tag. Okay, so that is how it works like that, and perfectly it is working very fine. So later on, next, what is the thing? We have seen forms also. Okay, so let us see the next thing here after the tables and images. So that thing is very simple. Is called as the one second. Okay, so we will see the forms now. Now in the form, what we will do, we will create a simple form in VS Code. So let us do that. So what I will do, I will use a form tag, and in this form tag, we will add simple things. Okay, so the simple things what we will be taking in a form are just a input type text, input type text. Second, we have another input type password, input type password, and this is not required currently. And the last we have the input type inpsu input type submit button where the value where the input type will be submit and mm, one second. Okay. Not input type submit, we use a button. BUTT button where submit, and let us see how it looks like. So you can have the content like this. Now what we will do here. Okay. Now what we'll do here. So let's style this form in Bootstrap and see how it looks. Okay. So before that, we move on to the forms. Okay. So let us see how the form codes will work like that. So we copied the entire code from our form and the form is ready. So what we will do, we have the code in our form. One second, in the form overview, and one second. We have the okay, okay. But now what we did, we put the form in a div container and a class. So let us put this thing like that. So one second, we have the set here. So the form is ready here. Okay. But what is happening here? We use a MB-3. So let us put this in a form tag. One second, which is the form. Okay. So it's already been done. So now what I will do. Okay, so I will create a class dot container and a class dot row. The rules we need to follow. and a class called 12. And in this thing, what we will do, we will put the things inside it. So here, now you can see the by default set of styles has already been given here. Okay, check me out. Are very good. This is very perfect. And so if you want to add, so okay, so we added an option and the result will be like it. So what we will do, let rest is same as mentioned in the top. Okay, so let us see the form control, how the form control feature will work like. So where is the form control? Form control. Okay, so let us see the form control. And in this form control, we have a example. Form controls are styled with a mix of SAS and CSS. Okay, fine. It's perfect. So what we will do, the sizing. So we have the input class form control dash LG. Okay, form control dash LG. So what we will do here, so simple. Let us make this thing simple. So what I do, okay, disabled input. Let us see the output. Okay, so we can have the input as sorry, the input as disabled and see how it works like that. So here, what I will see from the official document as the disabled part, and what we will do, so let us copy the disabled code and see how it will work here. So we have another two forms. Okay, so this disabled, you can see a form like that, but you cannot able to fill the fields inside it. So that is the thing which is called as the disabled part. So in this disabled part, you can see that the fields are already been filled, but you cannot fill the fields inside it. So that is how this thing works. And after that, we have a form which is a read only form. So read only means, as the name says, read only, that you can only read it, you cannot write it. So we can have the thing as like that. Now we, okay, so you can have read only input here. So here you can see I cannot able to write anything, or neither I cannot able to delete the content what is written inside it. So what I can have, I can just have a view access, neither the read access, neither write access is change. So we have the read only plain text. So let us see how this read only plain text will work. So I've copied the code, and here, and after that, we have the things like that. And you can see the email is already been given. Okay, so the email is already been given, and you will only have to enter the password, because this is the thing where you have something for the person where we have a common person like that for the login thing. So here you can have the email at the rate, sorry, email at the rate example.com. So this thing will be, where is it? Okay, so we have the email as example.com. So if I delete it, so it works like that. So you can have the things like that here. Now after that, we will see what is here which take us through further. So after that, read only plain text, we can have the next thing as the file input. So file input is a very important thing, and I hope you all know, you all have practiced in HTML input tags also. So let us see where we can have the multiple file chosen options. Copy it. So after the last, we use paste, and we will see how this thing works. So you can have, so perfect. So you can have a multiple, and it is working fine also. So you have an option to select the multiple files also. Okay, now here you can see now here you can see the difference between the, now here what you can see here, you can see the option where you can have the default file input example. Okay, you can select. Now here you can choose multiple files you can select. So I can select this like that, but here I can select only one file at a time. So that is how this thing will be incorporated in Bootstrap 5. That is been a very good thing. Now the disabled file input example. So this thing has been disabled as we have seen, because some of the things we have seen, some of the forms which where you can have the input file, but it has been closed by the administrator. So that is the thing which you can create. Now here you can have small file input example. Very good. So you can create, you can upload a small file where it throws an error. So that is how this thing works like that. After that, we have the large files. We have the large files input option. So you can choose that thing also, you can have where you can have where you can have where you can upload the files with large input. 1 minute. Hello. हाँ भैया. हाँ बोलिए ना. हाँ. 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 ठीक है. ठीक है. ठीक है. ठीक है. 850. तो ये रायपुर तक का है. 800 कर ले यार भाई. ठीक है भाई, कर दे रहा हूँ इसी नंबर पे ना. ओके. यही नंबर पे ना, 966999 पे. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. ओके. सो sorry for the interruption. So here you can have the option to select multiple files also. But if you see here, multiple files, disabled option, you can have the large file selection option, you can have the small file selection option. So you can have everything here which you can use. So simply what you have to do, you have to simple copy the code which you are looking for, and that thing will actually put this in the manner what you are looking for. So that is how this thing works like that. So here the by default preset styles has been allotted. Now after that, let us see how what is the next thing. So we can have the next thing which is the color option. So here what we will see here. So let us copy the colors and we see how we will be able to use the color. I have added it and we see. Oh, so you can see the colors. Okay, the color. Oh, very good, very good, very good thing. So you can use the colors, or you can have the, I can write 255 255 and 0. So you can have the color, very good, RGB pattern. Very nice. So this is what, and also you can have the colors in different formats also. So you can have the hexadecimal format here. You can have the RGB format and HSL format. Very good. So this is the thing which is being used a lot here, because you want some color selection, so which is being managed by this particular thing. So here what I just want to tell is that the more the life of the developers will become very easy you see when you see that you only need to have the copy paste kind of a thing here in this. Now after that, if you see the data data list. So in this data list, what they are trying to, okay. So data list exam. So let us see how it will work. So what I will do, I will just copy it and check in the VS code. Save it. So how it will look like. So you can have tap to search. Very good. So this is again a very important thing what I am looking for since long. And CSS will take a lot of time for you to design such kind of thing. But here simply a copy paste thing will make you feel like a very good kind of thing. Now here if you see the drop down kind of a thing has been created by simply copy paste and rest all has been managed. Okay. So here what I can see here, one second. So here, one minute. Let me share you the attendance sheet also. One second. So today's attendance link is here for the reference. I request you to please fill it right here, right now. I will wait for 1 minute for you to fill it. So I hope you all have filled attendance form by now, or you are about to filling it. So now let us switch to the next thing here. One second. Okay. So here, let us see the next thing, which is the CSS variable. So how we will be, okay. So variables part we will be covering in the last. And after form control, we have the select part. So let us see how this select part works. So for this, we have to a select from a drop down menu. So how this thing will work like it. So we have, okay. So let us add the select part and see the functionality. So what I will do one thing, let me comment out this thing because so many things are here. Okay, so now select menus here. So you can select one, two, three. So by default, using this particular set of styles, you can easily create a select part. So the select functionality is very similar to the CSS part. And here what we will see the next thing after the select is the sizing part. So how the sizing part will work in Bootstrap. So we will see the sizing functionality after the select part. So you can see, okay. So there is a difference because where the size is different. Now what I will do here, let us have the disabled option because disabled option is being used a lot in Bootstrap. So we have an option to select, but it is not enabling. It is not enabled. So you can see, it is there, but it is being deactivated or disabled by the administrator. Now, after the, let us see the checks and radius. So what are the checks and what are the radius? So checkbox, you all know what is checkbox in CSS. So let us see checkbox. You can select. So you can have this thing here, form check. So here you can see now default and check. Now you can see here So if you want to see that how this checkbox is working. Now, so here that is the functionality of the checkbox. Now, after this checkbox, we can see the in intermittent checkbox. So how this thing will work like. So what we will do, we will just copy the code and paste it and we will check the functionality. So here you can have the intermittent checkbox, how this thing will work. Now, and after this thing, we have the disabled checkbox also, which is by default checked in. So how it looks like. So we have, you have a checkbox, you can see it, but you cannot check it because by default it is unchecked. Okay, so that is how you can have the things like that. Now after this thing, what we will see here after the disabled part, we have the radio button. So radio buttons is a very important buttons where you can have, you can select either one. So uh, so what we will do here, in the radio button, you know, you can select only one, but in the checkbox, you can select all. So let us see the radio format, how the radio format will work. So this is the by default radio button setup, and you can see, the functionality with the radio button. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Sorry, the code is not copied properly. What I will do, let me do the commenting out because it is using the entire script. Okay, perfect. Minute. So here in the radio button, what we will do, we will have, and now you can see. Okay, so you can select either one. Okay. Earlier, what we are doing as we can select both. Now in the radio button, I hope you all know what is the functionality of a radio button. In the radio button, you can select either any of the one, but you cannot select all. But in the checkbox, you can select all of the above. So in the radio button, let us see the next thing here. So after radio button, we have the disabled radio button. Let us see how it looks like. So we have this thing where it looks like that one button is by default selected. Now, after this thing, let us see the switch. So what they have given, they have used a modification also, and they have converted the checkbox button in a kind of a switch button. So let us see how this switch button will work. So we have copied and see, this is how you can use the switch button. So that thing is again a very important thing, and this switch button is being used a lot these days. Now after this thing switch button, we have the default button. So let us see how this stack button will work here. Oh, here what you will see. So you can see the default button. Okay. default. So this is the only button which you can check here. Now after this thing, what we can see next is the okay. So after this thing, what we can see here after default button, we can have the default, second default, and the disabled. So we have the combination of all these things. Let us check it out how we will be using this particular set of buttons. So what we will do, we have just copied the code from here and we will be applying to here. So you can have these two things here, and after that, what else we can have? One second. We can use the next thing as an inline. Now, what is this inline? So let us try the inline also. This inline also looks like a different kind of thing in Bootstrap. So, okay, so you can have the inline. Earlier one what is using, earlier one what is using, we are using the, we are using in a block pattern, but here you can see in an inline pattern. And the best part is the third one is disabled. So the disabled feature is also being provided here. Now, after this thing, what we will see the reverse. So reverse, okay. So let us experience how this reverse thing will work. So in the reverse, so you can have when you are writing some application, so you can have your name, your address, your mobile number, your signature in the right hand corner of the page. So this thing will you can easily set with the help of your form, where you can have the form reverse option, which is by default working very properly. Now after this thing we have a set which is here for without label. So how this thing will work? So we can check like that. So okay. So again I need to comment out. Okay. So here you can have the default radio. Okay, now let us see the next thing here is a toggle button. Toggle button is a very again a very beautiful thing in Bootstrap. So we can have, you can have a single toggle, and after single toggle, let us check the next thing and see how it works. Okay, so it is a checked single toggle checked, and the last one will be the disabled. So how this disabled code will work? You can see here. Yeah, hi Ravi. Ravi, good evening. Yeah, good evening. So we can see this thing how it works. So you can have the disabled disabled toggle button also. So you can see how this thing will work like that. And after that, we have some radio toggle buttons also. So need to understand how this radio toggle button also will function here. So let us see the radio toggle button. So you can see the importance of radio toggle buttons. So and after that, in the last we have the outline style. So we can see how this outline styles will work. So I've copied the code, and after that, let me apply after that. So here you can see if I click it, then only it will have the outline. So different variants of .btn button. .btn is a class which is here, and after that we have a range. In the forms we have to have a range here. So we do one thing. Let us have the example of range here. So you can select the range what we used to select in the RGB pattern where we set the code. So let us see how the range will work. So here you can see the range bar, and as soon as the range bar will get, okay, fine. So it will work like that. Now, after the range bar, let us make this range bar disabled also, because here disabled again is a very important feature of Bootstrap, and it is being shown across all. So you can see the range is there. This is working. The range is here, but it is in the disabled pattern. So now you have the min and the max. So this is again a very beautiful thing here. So what we will do here. So let us check the min and the max. So we have the minimum and the maximum. This is the center part. Now after min max, what we do, we have some steps. So let us check that also. Steps will, I guess, will work. Okay, okay. So it will work. It have by predefined set of values. So you can say maximum of 5, minimum of and a step of zero point 0.5 will happen in A1. So that is how it works. Now after that we have an input group. So let us check this input group also. So what we do, we have what I will do, we have the input group. Okay, so by default everything is preset here. You just need to know how to fix the things and how to use the things. So that is how you can see like that. Now what I will see here, username, URL. So that is how these things look like. Now after that, what I will do, after we have the wrapping part. Wrapping is a very important thing. Let us check out wrapping. So how this wrapping part will work. So here you can see the username. So this is the wrapping part. Now let me comment out something and have some free space in the screen. After this wrapping, we have the sizing part. So you can see small. So let us check out the, okay, so let us check out all in a once. So, so we can see, so you can have the small, default and large. So this is how you can use that thing. And after this, we have the check boxes and radios again. So check boxes, radios, this will be always behind your life. You can have the check boxes and radios. This thing are here forever. Now after checkbox and radio, let us use the multiple inputs part. How this multiple inputs will work. So what we will do, we apply this here and we have the first name and the last name. So this is a form where you can create. This is a place where you can have two forms. You can have your name and your first name and your last name parallelly. So this is how this thing will work like that. So after that, what we will see the multiple add-ons. So here multiple add-ons also and button add-ons. So button add-ons is a very important thing which we will see here. Let us see how button add-ons will work. So you can see this button, this button. So that is a very beautiful thing which has been created in the Bootstrap to save the time of the developers. Buttons with drop downs. Okay, let us check the buttons with drop downs. So we have, you can see very good, the drop down buttons. Very nice, very nice. So it will be a very, those who have a better knowledge, I guess they can have the things in a very creative manner. So let us end up the today's session here and we will see you next time. So bye bye. Take care.